welcome to the back porch. My name is Sweet Megg.
And I'm Ricky Alexander. We have an amazing guest this week, Miss Queen Esther. And I met you on a couple gigs through, Jazz Age Lawn Party, various places you perform. Yeah. But I haven't gotten to know you very much. Where are you from?
I grew up in Atlanta and Charleston, South Carolina, respectively. And then I went to college at the University of Texas at Austin, and I cut my teeth there performing, doing musical theater. And then I became a big fish in a small pond when I started singing with this group called Rotel and the Hot Tomatoes. It started off as a joke, and it turned into a moneymaker. This performer named Boyd Vance got on stage and pretended to be Tina Turner with these 3 white girls backing him up. And the next thing you know, they're doing private parties for the Bass Brothers and H. Ross Perot.
Wow.
So I was the redhead. There was a blonde and a brunette and a 5-piece backing us up. And I'm telling you, I traipsed all over Texarkana with that band. Paying my rent, my bills, my tuition, the whole 9 yards. And I thought, I'm a professional. And I was a really big fish in a small pond. And I thought, I got to get out of here. So I moved to New York. And I was a very small little guppy.
Like we all are, yeah.
When was that? When did you move here?
I moved here a million years ago, it feels like, in the 90s. I thought, well, I should put something on a cassette tape or CD to let people know who I am and what I sound like. I can't believe I did this. I put my little picture on there with my phone number and my contact information, and I would get dressed up and I would go out to gigs and I would introduce myself and say, hi, I'm Queen Esther and I'm a blues singer. And they were just like, this is pure corn. So I was at the old knitting factory. I wanted to see Sonny Chirac. I thought, I want to meet him and maybe work with him. I go upstairs and there's James Blood Ulmer with Fred Elias and Reverend Bruce, who played bass with Ronald Shannon Jackson. We started talking. And the next thing you know, we were cracking jokes and having so much fun, I forgot to meet Sonny Chirac. The show ended and everything cleared out, and I thought, oh. And James Blood Ulmer was like, well, I'll give you a ride home. He had this ginormous Cadillac. It was like riding around on a sofa. It was like from the 70s. And he gave me a ride home. But first, we stopped off at M&G Soul Food and had shrimp and grits. And then he dropped me off at home, and my brother said, where were you? And I said, I was hanging out with James Blood Ulmer. And he was like, no, you weren't. That's like saying I was hanging out with Miles Davis.
Yeah.
So I took a shower and I go to bed and I think, wow, did any of that really happen? I was just babbling at him, and I'm a singer and I'm gonna do this and he's sitting there eating grits, looking at me going, uh-huh. So right as I was going to sleep, my phone rings and it's him. And he's yelling into the phone, you can really sing. You can really sing. I'm like, I told you I could sing. He's like, no. Everybody says they can sing, but you can really sing. I want you to come over tomorrow. You should come over. Here's my address. I'm just like, it's like 7 o'clock in the morning, and I could hear my music all the way up to 11 in the back while he's yelling at me over the phone and the sun's coming up. And that's how I got, the next thing I know, I was in Istanbul. I've worked with him ever since.
So you cry, what's it about, baby? You ask why the blues had to go and pick you. So you go down to the shore, kid stuff. Don't you know there's honey in store for you? Big stuff. Let's take a ride in my gravy train. The doors open wide. Coming from out of the So you still call it despair, baby. Don't you care? I'm on the square about you. Let's have a try. It may be that I'm your guy. Let's take a ride in my gravy train. The doors open wide, coming from out of the rain. So you still call it despair, baby. Don't you care? I'm on the square about you. Let's have a try. It may be that I'm your guy.
You know what they say, the further away you get from home, the closer you get to home. I've never felt more Southern than being surrounded by Yankees. Who I really am seems to come to the fore when I'm surrounded by people that are completely and fully not like me. And the longer I stayed up here, the more Southerners left, the more I stood tall in who I was, and the more grounded I became. I mean, I was never apologetic, but after a certain point, everything else burned away, and that Southernness was all that was left. The album that I just made, Gild the Black Lily, I'm so glad you like it. It means a lot.
It was gorgeous. We were both talking specifically about the second song.
Yeah, that was my favorite on it. John
reminds me of a work song, or it's
Really?
a solo, you know, that you perform with just drums or clapping.
Yeah, John
Yeah,
the Revelator.
that's right, yeah.
Well, my grandmother passed away, and I didn't handle it very well. And there were moments when it was just overwhelming. So that song especially, I can remember hearing her sing that. I can remember hearing my great-grandmother sing it, her mother. And I've never heard a woman do it. I've never heard anyone do it to my satisfaction. I just wanted to bring myself back to where I was when I was a little kid, and I'm sitting there with my arms around her waist and she's just singing. So it was just me remembering things. You know, country music was everywhere when I was a kid. And it wasn't anything that was decidedly country. It was just all over the place. You know, everything had twang in it. When I went to church, there was Sacred Steel. My uncle played Sacred Steel in church.
That's so cool. I love it. I've watched a lot of videos of the steel used in church, and it's like just incredible. Because I'm so used to being in the honky tonks, whatever. But then my friend who's learning steel showed me all of this like gospel with all these steel players, and I was just like, this is the coolest steel I've ever seen.
Yeah, I didn't know when I was a kid that anybody played it outside of church.
Wow.
Like I didn't know
I didn't
that.
know anyone played outside of honky tonks. Like
Yeah, that's like, you're not supposed to be. And then when I saw it, I thought, these people are going to hell. Like, what are you doing? It's like, this is wrong, you know. But church is where I first heard music, and where I first participated in music, where everyone is playing an instrument and singing along, and you understand that you are glorifying God with what you're doing. It's not really any part of your ego that's in it. And then you understand that music is spiritual. It's a spiritual conduit. And no one explains this stuff. No one sits down and goes, now listen, this is sacred steel. This is, this is for church.
Yeah.
You just understand it.
Lord, I feel like going home. I tried and I failed. I'm tired and weary, and everything I've done was wrong. Now I feel like going home. Lord, I tried to see it through, but it was too much for me. Now I'm coming home to you. Now I feel like going home. Cloudy skies are rolling in. Not a friend around to help me. From all the places I have been, now I feel like going home. Lord, I feel like going home. I tried and I failed, and I'm so tired and weary, and everything